I think the reason Macron is rushing into Lebanon and keen to take the reins in the negotiations between the various parties is because Macron wants to rescue this current political elite from the anger of the protesters and rescue this political framework that enables him to leverage relations with Iran. Remember, France was a key broker in the Aoun Hezbollah alliance, and also France was in prime position to take advantage of Iran's economy in the immediate aftermath of the Iran deal. France also wants to maintain a foothold in a key strategic area in the Mediterranean, and it also wants to prevent the entry of any new players, the likes of Turkey, who have offered to rebuild the port and rebuild some of the destroyed infrastructure in Lebanon. In other words, Macron wants to insulate this current political elite from the protesters who threaten a revolution and threaten an overhaul of the entire political system itself. Macron is seeking to offer enough changes to the protesters to make them feel like there is genuine change being implemented, whilst preserving the overarching political framework that ensures that the parties continue to act as proxies for the various different international powers. In other words, Macron is seeking to shut the window of opportunity very gently and very carefully, in a manner in which the protesters will not realize that it's being shut. What Macron fears the most is that the protesters will present a unified political bloc that will act as a genuine alternative to the current alternative faces that are currently at his disposal. Because a political front that comes from the protesters is likely to be independent of the international powers and pursue a policy or foreign policy that looks at Lebanese interests first, which inadvertently means moving away from the former colonial power. And that's what France fears the most. That's why Macron is rushing into Lebanon and insisted that he take control of the political process. And it's important to note that while Macron is presenting a PR-friendly face as a peacemaker in Lebanon, Charlie Hebdo on French territory is reminding the world once more exactly of the ugly undercurrents in the French political establishment and how they view the Arabs and the Muslim world by once more mocking the sacred symbols of Islam, mocking the Prophet Muhammad in a renewed cartoon, the Prophet Muhammad who was held in great esteem by not just the Lebanese but the wider Muslim world, from Jakarta all the way to Morocco and beyond.